Kid Rock was here a couple of weeks ago, and he said, I want you to meet Trump. He said, I'm going to take you to the White House. So now we're going to do that.
I think that's
and like
a good
there will be
conversation.
lots of people on the left who will be like, how dare you talk to this man? I was like, you know, I'm not playing this game that you mean girls play.
Yes.
When I look at my life right now and I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party. Locally speaking, the Democrats have complete control and they have nearly destroyed my family's livelihood. Okay, we are living in trash and squalor everywhere. And unless the Democratic Party actually acknowledge these issues and solve these issues, rather than stealing our taxpayer money and funneling it to their nonprofit friends, they keep doing this, they're going to keep losing. And I'm going to keep speaking out against them. I don't care how much they hate Trump. I don't care how naughty the Republicans are being. Right now, the people having a negative impact on my life is the Democratic Party, and they need to change their ways. When we say we want to change the status quo, it doesn't mean we want to live in anarchy. It doesn't mean that we want to have $24 billion of our taxpayer money in California stolen by these nonprofits. It means that we want working people to be rewarded for their hard work. We want affordable housing. We want better working conditions, higher wages, better health care. These are things that Democrats used to purport to want to do. They don't do any of it anymore. And so I'm done with them until they change their ways. AIPAC is evil. AIPAC is evil, evil. My fellow Americans, are you okay with that? Are you okay with a lobbying group representing the best interests of a foreign government telling you you need to bust your ass every day, work a job that you likely hate, and have a portion of your earnings taken from you by our federal government and funneled to these...
Yes, Bill Maher replied critics who went off on him after going to the White House. At a certain level, I have seen videos and tweets, people disagreeing with him about this. I didn't want to do this video, but it is important I show you this clip. He had a segment today where they talk about his visit to the White House. It is important we take an exclusive look into what is going on exactly. Like I said, I understand people have different opinions when it concerns this. There's people who disagree with Bill Maher, but they don't see that as a problem visiting the White House. Trump is a president for everybody, whether Democrat, Republican, he's your president. So
Kid Rock was here a couple of weeks ago, and he said, I want you to meet Trump. He said, I'm going to take you to the White House. So now we're going to do that.
I think that's
and like
a good
there will be
conversation.
lots of people on the left who will be like, how dare you talk to this man? I was like, I'm not playing this game that you mean girls play. Where like, oh, you know what? You can't sit at my lunch table because I'm just not talking to you. Not talking to you, you lost the election. Who the f*** you think you have to talk to? You know, it's one thing if you win it. It's another thing if you lose it.
You got to start talking to people.
Have to talk. And I see Gavin Newsom is doing this now. He's changed his tune. He's got a podcast, and the first guest was Charlie Kirk.
I thought that was...
I
thought that was brilliant.
He mentioned me. He said, like, I'm noticing what Bill does, talks to both sides, like is left-leaning, but not afraid to criticize the people on his team. Like, we got to get more of this going. This has to become...
Yes, in as much as I agree with Bill Maher, talking with everybody, in the case of Gavin Newsom, I have a small problem. This guy is preparing to be president. He wants to use Republican to practice. Yeah, that is what exactly he's doing. To me, this opportunity should not be given to Gavin Newsom. Look at that first podcast. Imagine if that guy took up a Democrat, we would not even know if he has a podcast. So using us to strengthen himself is a problem. We saw the first interview. I think the debate Gavin Newsom had with Ron DeSantis, it didn't go well. He was unable to do it. So imagine practicing now, having these strong talks with people within the space of 2 years. Gavin Newsom will be an expert in that. So people should wise up.
Right now, it's a few lonely islands that I need to like become a bigger sandbar.
Yeah.
Funny, my girl said to me, "What are you going to wear?" I said, I'm not going to dress like Zelensky.
Not a Lululemon outfit.
It's not going to be a black T-shirt. I'll tell you that.
Lindsay pulled up looking like a yoga instructor.
Not going to be a black T-shirt, man.
Yeah.
I am wearing a suit and tie.
Absolutely.
Jordan Peterson gave me a suit. He sat here and he said, like, I want you to have a suit. And I, Jordan, I don't like suits. I'm going to send you a suit. I'm going to wear that suit.
Yep, done.
The Jordan Peterson approved suit.
It's a good, I mean, I guess whatever. It's a sign of respect, but
it's a sign of respect. It's the White House.
Yeah, even if you disagree with the person in it, you are respecting the law of the lands. You're respecting the position in general.
And you also have to respect that, you know, the guy did win. It's more than half the country or whatever. I mean, yeah, yes. I keep saying it. I'm not going to hate. You can not like Trump. You can hate him. You can't hate everybody who vote for him.
Yes, and you have to understand why.
I said it in my last special. I don't hate half the country, and I don't want to hate half the country.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not where my mind ever wants to go for my own mental health.
Yeah.
Is all this hate.
Yeah.
So yes, I will talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And it's you know, it's an honor to be invited to the White House under any circumstances.
Absolutely.
So, you know.
Also, it allows you to have a platform with him where you can tell him the things you disagree with. Like,
I think it's
somebody was saying that to me.
It's generous.
They were like,
to allow that to happen.
Of course, but this is also part of American discourse.
A minute, because I just saw this really bad news for Democrats. 2030 reapportionment, there's a group called the American Redistricting Project, and in 5 years we will be redistricting. California is projected to lose 3 seats, New York 2, also going to lose a seat, Minnesota, Oregon, Rhode Island, Illinois, all blue states. Who's getting these? Texas, Florida, Idaho, and Utah. I mean, this looks like game over, you know, and the reason why people are voting with their feet is a lot of what your book is about.
It was just announced that Bill Maher will be visiting the White House to meet Donald Trump. Apparently, this was facilitated by Kid Rock. Now, I've been saying this about Bill Maher for several years now. I think he's a phony. I think he's two-faced. I think he's fake. He's certainly very intelligent. He's talented. But I secretly think there might be a possibility that Bill Maher has wanted to be MAGA for quite some time now. He's moved to the right on a lot of different issues. So I think he deserves to be getting a lot of shit for this. And I'm extremely disappointed in him. Why would you want to meet Donald Trump? Unless it was a one-on-one meeting where behind closed doors you could say whatever you want to him, it seems like he wants to mingle with Donald Trump. Why do I say that? Because their mutual friend Kid Rock has facilitated this, and it's probably going to be a friendly encounter. I actually think Bill Maher is full of shit. I think he's lost all credibility for doing this, and I'm extremely disappointed in him.
I'm taking Bill Maher to the White House for dinner.
Yes, this is what Laura sent out on X. The fact that Bill Maher is visiting the White House to meet with President real Donald Trump is insane, in my opinion, and it is a total slap in the face to the MAGA base and Trump loyalists for years. Bill Maher has viciously attacked President Trump and spread lies about him and his supporters. I even have an upcoming deposition with Bill Maher in California in April because he falsely accused me of having an affair with President Trump, and so I sued him. Why would someone who has been derogatory toward millennia and someone who has tried to ruin the life of Trump loyalists with vicious lies be invited to meet with President Trump? She is fuming on social media about this. Like, why would this happen? Like, you saw this video at the beginning. This is Creed making sure like he will invite Bill Maher to the White House, and this happened.
I'm actually going to try to unite this country, and I'm starting at the end of the month. I'm taking Bill Maher to the White House for dinner. This guy who's done nothing but talk smack about the president since day one. But he's a comedian too.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can have conversations with him, you know, if we don't get into Trump, because I'm like, I freaking love him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't. I'm like, let's talk about other things. We can find common ground. He's actually, you know, more reasonable than a lot of people on the right would think.
I think
especially the last maybe 4 years or whatever. So I said to him, I was doing his podcast.
On the bringing people together part. I mean, you have a song called My Kind of Country.
The
real reason that the Democrats are floundering right now is because President Trump won by convincing millions of people like me who were Democrats our whole life that he is the inheritor of the values that we hold very dear. So for most of the 20th century, the Democrats represented the working class. Their whole agenda was built around the idea that if you work hard, you should have access to the American dream. And the Republicans were the party of big business, country clubs, trickle-down economics, foreign interventions, right? The Democrats were anti-war. And remember when the Democrats they believed abortion should be safe, legal, and rare? They were social moderates. That was the winning formula for the American working class: socially moderate, against war, anti-war, and economically populist. Remember, it was the Democrats who believed that we should control the border to protect working class women.
This is beautiful. I like what she is doing. She was a Democrat, and along the way, after observing what Democrats are doing, she changed her mind. Yeah. The other day, she challenged this same Bill Maher. I think I did a segment about that. Bill Maher thought maybe she would change her mind she made it clear, like I cannot. The direction in which the Democrat Party has tilted, I can no longer continue. That was a good move. When you take a look at people like this video of this guy saying, oh, Bill Maher should be cancelled for visiting the White House, this is a Democrat for sure. I know that it is ridiculous. Because you disagree with people doesn't mean that you have to go to that extent not to talk to them in real life. This is politics. We are not even longer talking about politics again. Trump is a president and you have to be comfortable with it. Whether you like it or not, the time of campaign is over. So people saying Bill Maher should not visit the White House, to me it's not right. Because he's receiving on both sides. People on the right are complaining. People on the left are complaining. Thank you guys for sharing on my videos. God bless you abundantly. If you see any clip after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithms.
The controversies surrounding Disney's Snow White remake show that we are still in the thick of the culture wars. Oh, have we been following the Snow White?
Actually, the first time hearing of this.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good for you.
Well, the two stars are Gal Gadot,
before you,
who she was in the Israeli Defense Forces. She's Israeli, and then Rachel Zegler plays Snow White. I think Gal plays the. I mean, you must have a feeling in your gut.
Or fuel on the fire that there's a potential.
The economy added 16 points.
Your show's on YouTube.
It's a
now.
different mechanism. It's the same thing, though.
Let me ask you your opinion on this. Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary.
It's the same thing that when I see not all black Republicans, but I see a black MAGA person who is carrying Donald Trump's water and they know that he's lying. It is the shortest line to the front. Because if you're black and you're whatever, you're just in line with a bunch of other Democrats that are doing the same thing that you're doing.